Okay.
right? So do you have
Right,
any
Mr.
other thing
Pratik.
in your mind?
Actually, I have some doubts. I was an assistant professor in an engineering college, but now I'm opting to school. So they may ask a question, why don't you prefer engineering college and coming to the school? They ask me. I don't know
See,
how to answer this question actually.
no. See, you can always tell them there's no age to develop interest in any field, right?
Okay.
Just tell them, sir or ma'am, as it is quoted by Bernard Shaw, there is no age to develop interest in any field, right?
Okay.
And I always had interest to teach students. Now, coming at today's era, I have kids at home. And from
Okay.
past 2 years, I have been teaching at home because I had kids. So I left my job and I have been teaching at home only, providing home tuition to students. By teaching students at home, I have developed certain methodologies, playway methods, techniques which are learned through playway methods, which are applicable in today's situations at school. Because see,
Okay.
in school there are so many rules and norms which are set. You cannot slap student, you cannot hit any student, right? So what plays major role? The playway method plays major role out there. If you're not slapping any child, you're not hitting any child, how will the child be anxious towards you? How will the child respect any teacher? Right? In that case, playgay method starts. Right? So teaching at home, I have started to develop certain playgay methods. And from starting, I wanted to teach students. I had already that interest to teach students. Since I have my student who are my kids at home, I have been teaching them as well. So I have started to inculcate or started to develop interest in teaching students of any age group. This is the reason why am I opting for this.
Okay. If I
Right?
ask a question, why do you opt our school? My kids are studying in the same school. I'm going to attend an interview on that school. If they ask why you choose our school, what do you find it any important in our school? Like that, they will ask a question. No, how to answer that question?
Sister, ma'am, just like others, every parent want their child to study in such a prestigious institution, right? Which has fame. Just as other parents, even I am a parent of a student. I have two kids who are studying in the same school, and since this school is a prestigious and a renowned school, so even I want to impart all my knowledge, all my skills for the benefit of the same institution. Just
Okay.
tell them this.
Okay.
Smile on face, speak really slowly, speak in such a way that it's impactful. I always tell my clients, see, there are many clients who are confident enough, but you know what they lack? One thing is they speak very fast. Second thing is they speak a lot, but not impactful. Right? So I always tell them confidence is the key to success, which you already have. Right? Second is speak slowly, speak less, and speak in such a way which puts an impact on the HR. Right now I'm explaining you something, so you are, it's looking by looking at your face that you are listening it very carefully, right? So in that way, when you will talk to the HR will also listen to you in a very adequate manner, right? The HR will only listen if it's impactful.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Fine.
Any other doubt you have?
Yeah, the same question. Why should I hire you? And
Yeah,
the last question they will ask, no, do we have any questions to ask? Like this, they will ask the question. How to answer those questions?
just tell them no ma'am, I have no questions. If you have something in mind, you can ask them. If you do not have anything in mind, just say ma'am, I have no questions, I'm just waiting for the result.
Okay. Shall I ask anything about payment or something? Because I don't have any experience. Shall I ask about anything about that?
Okay, so you do not know the salary of anyone. Do you know some teacher who is already there in the salary?
Yeah. I have asked something. I have roughly figure about that. They are giving around 30 something like that. Should I ask or
Is it
if they ask me how much you expect or something like if they ask me, how can I answer for that question?
see, is it a Christian school?
No, no. It's
Okay.
normal.
Second is, yeah, if they'll ask you surely they'll ask you what are your salary expectations,
Yeah.
right? In that point of time, just do not say anything. Say, ma'am, uh, by looking at my by looking at my skills and my talent, right? I leave everything upon you. Just keeping in mind my skills. Just tell them that
Okay.
keeping in mind my skills and my talent, I leave everything upon you.
Okay.
Since I'm a
Do
fresher,
not
since
quote
I'm a
anything.
fresh, just tell them since I'm a fresher. See,
Okay.
every school has a criteria. They follow a criteria, right? What's the criteria? For a fresher, they have certain salary range, whereas for experienced teacher, because you cannot bargain right now because you are a fresher, right? If there is any teacher who has 5 years of experience or 6 years of experience, in that case, that either the school bargains, the HR or the panel, they bargain with the teacher because they want that prestigious teacher to be at their institution, right? You are prestigious, but right now you have no experience, right? So what you can do is, right now, salary is also salary matters to you, but experience also matters to you. If you will gain experience, and getting that experience, if you apply at some other school, so your salary will, there will be hike in the salary. And why the school will take you? Because you are already experienced, right?
Okay.
So just tell them, ma'am, since I have no experience but I have the required skills, I leave everything upon you. So
Okay.
they won't give you up to 30, but they would consider you somewhere, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is not that they would only give you 10 or 15 or something like that. They'll consider you somewhere. Keeping in mind which grade are you teaching? Are you teaching pre-primary, primary, middle school, junior, high school? Keeping that in mind, right?
Mama. They will allocate the grade, right? I can't ask for middle school or something. I can't
They
tell
see,
them.
they will ask you. See, wherever vacancy will be there. If at their school there is vacancy at primary, they'll provide you that. If there is vacancy for middle, they'll opt you that. Right. But what happens during for 10th and 12th standard, high school and senior secondary, they want experienced teacher.
Yes.
Any reputed school, they'll only take teacher having experience of 5 to 10 years
Yes.
in
Yes.
between that, right? So you might get primary or middle school or junior school.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's why I prefer taking class from grade 8. So they may consider myself as high school, middle school. Sorry, they may consider myself in a middle school, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How is my class and how am I taking class? Please tell me some
See, your
suggestions.
interview introduction, everything is going really good. The only thing is you have to be really slow. Yeah,
Okay.
just give me a moment, please.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah, Mrs. Ramya, do you have any other thing? Any other question?
No, that's it. If they ask why do you prefer maths than any other subject, how can I answer the question?
Oh, do you have BEd?
No, I don't have beard.
BEd or
I am from
DLEd?
engineering stream.
Okay. Yeah, see, the thing is, if, because nowadays school, they really focus on having Bachelor of Education, right? If you do not have BEd, and in this nowadays, several teaching aids have developed that having TET, having CTED, UTED, everything you need for teaching. So at that point of time, I do not know what will be the school's reaction or as per the school norms, but what you have to do is, I think BEd is a must. So if you have your future in this line, if you want to teach, you need to have a BEd. So what you do is, if you want that your future is in teaching aids line only, right? So you apply for BEd,
Yes.
whether it's correspondence, but apply for BEd. Just tell the teacher that I am applying for BEd now, but it's correspondence. So along with this, along with the teaching, I can also apply for BEd, and I'll clear the
Okay.
paper as well.
Okay.
Because see, if I fear if they give you 8th or 9th standard, for that they require teacher who has BEd also, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
they may ask why do you have so much long gap in your resume? They may ask like that. How to answer that question.
yeah, and first tell me the reason why is there such a long gap?
After I got married, I settled in Chennai, and I got kids. So I'm spending my time to develop
Huh,
this.
just tell them, ma'am, although there's a long gap because I got married and then I had kids as well. But the thing is, I was teaching at home. This is the reason why I'm so accurate with my mathematics because I always had interest of teaching. And
Okay.
somehow, see, although I had kids at home, I never wanted to leave teaching. In that case, the only I was left with second option, and that is to teach students at home. So I had nearly students of 10 to 20 students whom I conducted batch, and I used to teach them at home itself. And I'm more specific about maths because engineering student, having coming from engineering background, I'm really accurate about my maths. So I started to teach maths to the students, having 2 to 3, conducting 2 to 3 batch in a day. This is the reason.
Okay.
Just tell them,
Uh,
you left job, but you have experience of teaching at home because you took home tuitions for the students.
okay. In between the duration, I have prepared for the bank exams also. Shall I tell them in the interview? Yeah.
Don't tell them that because they might have this in mind that even if you are at school, you might prepare for exam, and when you will be selected, you will leave the job. So that is the fear every school has, right? And Mrs. Ramya, one thing I would like to tell you, see, any institution, any school wants a renowned teacher who has the quality, and you have the quality, right? See, looking at myself, see, I'm a counselor by profession. So I have conducted several interviews with several HRs of several organizations. Or at the end of the day, what matters is every school requires such talented teachers who are talented not only in teaching, whether it's dancing, whether it's speaking, whether it's vocational, because annual function is also there in school, right? So they want all round teacher, right? That you have the quality. It's just how you give your interview that matters a lot. Okay.
I have not. Okay. I have not included my papers handled in my college. They might ask questions in that. No, I didn't include it in the resume. Is it okay or
No, it's not important, because since you are appearing for school, right? So that is not important. That is not important. Once you're selected, you will obviously carry your file as well, so they can check that in your file.
Okay. And one more thing, shall I attach any cover letter by mentioning the long gap in my career?
No need. Just ask them if they require that. Then you can mention. They might ask you were teaching students at home of which school.
Okay.
So just tell them.
No need to mention about my education.
No. If they'll ask you which school student were you teaching, so if the students are of the same school, you can tell them, because they might cross check with the students as well, right? So that's a plus point. So just tell the ma'am just name the schools wherever you were teaching the students, right? Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Any other thing you want to ask?
I think that's it.
Whenever you have any doubt, any questions, suppose you appear for one interview, right? You have cleared one interview. So you'll get to know which type of questions. So whatever questions I asked you, they'll ask you the same question. The only thing is, since you have no experience, and so they might, and you do not have B.Ed as well, so they might, it is the way how you respond or how you give the interview. It's totally dependent on you and what they think. If their norms are strictly B.Ed is required, then they will consider B.Ed. And therefore, however, no matter how good is their interview, they will not consider it. Why? Because they want a B.Ed. Right. So do tell them that I am appearing for B.Ed. I have started to fill the forms as well of correspondence, and I'll appear that as well.
Okay.
I'll show that in appearing. Okay.
Okay.
And any doubt, suppose you conduct one interview, and whatever doubt you have, you already have Vikas's number, feel free to contact him. Second time will can appear, because interviews are absolutely fine. Just the thing I fear about is your experience and no B.Ed. And it is important you do B.Ed as well. Fine.
Sure.
If you want to go in teaching line only. Any other thing? Any other question you have in mind?
No, ma'am.